Good evening, everybody, and you are watching Willie Gillespie's Willie the Weatherman's live stream of tracking Irma, and we are live in the studio today. Hello, everybody. I am Willie Gillespie, and we are always focusing on Florida at this hour. We have just heard from the National Weather Service that evacuations have been issued for the down southern tip of Florida. Here you can see parts of Homestead, Miami, in Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. We have reported evacuations in that area at this time, so we're going to continue to monitor that. But we want to go to Irma because you really don't get a good image of her. I don't know if I have the world image on there. It looks like I don't. But Irma is spinning away out here in the ocean. You just have that without the overlay on. I don't know if I have hurricane. But anyway, that is what we have. We have Irma, and it is very, very, very crazy. And it is a Category 5. So we're keeping our eyes on this situation as it is happening. I don't know why I don't have it on here, but I don't. So hold on one second while I try to pop this up. And there have been reports that hurricane watches and warnings have been issued along the coast. So we're going to keep our eyes on this situation as it continues to develop across the parts of Florida. So you can see here we have the latest track from this, and you can see over here in Puerto Rico we have a that was pretty good Spanish, actually. We have a hurricane warning in effect, and we're getting reports of flooding and power outages in the area. So if you're heading to Puerto Rico, don't, because it's looking pretty bad. And Irma, you can see we have Irma on the Doppler radar. You can see this is it, very, very developed. You can see, I don't know if I'll zoom in on it, but we have this really nicely developed eye for Irma, and you can see it right here. It's very, very nicely developed, and it is moving at a very slow clip. So you can see here are the Virgin Islands in the track. I'll show you the track of Irma here as you can as we go across, and you can see this is where we've been, and it's been spinning out through the past week or so and developing. And we've been watching this, but we were focused on Harvey, so we didn't really notice. But some of our tracks are saying this is going to go plowing into Cuba, and it's going to reach the Florida mainland, the U.S. mainland. So what are we looking at when it plows into Cuba? We have this main track here, this white track with the red dots. That's what the most probable track is of this system. And you can see it goes right through the Turks and Caicos, and this one brings it just up the coast of Cuba. So it may miss it, but then we have it in the Gulf of Mexico here, and that could really bring some issues for Florida and even maybe Louisiana. And I believe that we have had hurricane watches and warnings. I may be wrong on that, though. Yeah, here they are. We have them right here. I don't know if these are actually them, but yeah, we have a marine. Actually, this is a marine statement for Florida. As you can see, we have some thunderstorms. Maybe there hasn't been hurricane warnings issued for the area yet, but I'm sure there will be soon, as this really is a developing issue, and this is the enhanced global radar, so this isn't the best prediction, but as it's far out in the ocean, this is the best track we have on it at this time. So we have Irma, and it is a right now it is a hurricane. It is a Category 5, so we're keeping our eye on that situation as it's developing, but we're really focusing on Puerto Rico here. And under the hurricane warning, you can see here San Juan and other areas in Santa Isabel is under that hurricane warning. And I think we have these little individual green boxes. Those indicate hurricane warnings. So if you are in this area, get out of there. I mean, I don't think there's much you can do at this time. But anyway, if you're in Florida or in the Turks and Caicos, Dominican Republic, anywhere within this area here, this is the Caribbean Sea, you're in the path of the storm, and you need to get out of it, and it's really going to cause a lot of danger for many people. You can see even the Bahamas may get a clip of it. This is just a general prediction, and it's really too far away to predict when it would hit Florida and where it would hit Florida. So we're really maintaining this track that it is going to spin out, but this is wild track over here. This is one that actually shows it plowing into New Orleans and then extending up there into about Atlanta where it'll spin out and then actually having enough momentum to continue as a depression and then weakening. And this has a big track. I don't know what I did with this one, but this actually brings the system up through Maine, and so this could affect a lot of the United States. But that's one of our wilder tracks. I don't think that's really going to happen. We're focusing on this white track here in the middle, saying it could be affecting Miami in surrounding areas. There are definitely tracks that show that. You see this blue and yellow models bring it right up Florida and then into the Virginias. And that is Carolina. Sorry, I always get those messed up. But anyway, in the Carolinas and Tennessee, Georgia, where these tracks are predicting is really going to be key for meteorologists and other people to develop these models on where this could go. Anyway, I want to bring you back to home because we do need to talk about the weather here, but that's not the focus right now. Mainly we're looking at Florida, and we'll get to more details in just a minute. But anyway, here at home, we are sitting at a brisk 68 degrees. Is that right? I don't know why this is up, because this is Texas. Here we go, 63 degrees and cloudy at the minute. And you can see out on the lake, we do have some marine statement for I don't know, let's put the radar on here in a minute. You can see we have a few storms rolling off the Holland area, but really nothing except a few scattered showers for our area. And you can see we do have one spiraling out around Waukegan, and these are so light they're not even hitting the ground, I think. And they do extend into Cook County. You can see near Naperville we got a few, and off onto the lake. We have a bigger one coming out in Hillcrest and Rochelle. I think that actually might hit the ground. So, if you're in that area, expect a light shower. I say a light shower. We're not going to get anything heavy. And talk about our hourly forecast. As I said, we're sitting at 63 degrees right now at North Milwaukee Avenue. And the winds are 2 miles per hour out of the west-northwest, and we have a 9-mile-per-hour gust. Our high today has been 66 degrees, so it has been a brisk one out there, and a low of 52. And we're keeping our eye really on the humidity level. We want that to stay low at 61% right now. Our forecast model is showing there is little rain in the next 24 hours, possibly some lake effect rain, and I think that is going to be occurring around 2, 3, 4 o'clock p.m. tomorrow. So if you're going to be outside around the time, expect a brief shower. And we're not even getting half of a tenth of an inch. So nothing to worry about there. And then no rain for the next 4 days. So it is looking pretty good. We want to go to our 7-day outlook. I think it's actually 9-day outlook. Anyway, today we'll get down to 46 with partly cloudy conditions. Tomorrow, high of 64, low 48, so p.m. lake effect rain showers. And then into Thursday, plain cloudy and overcast, boring 67, and a low of 52 degrees. Warm up a tiny bit on Friday with partly cloudy conditions, a low of 53. Saturday, we are sunny and only at 67 with a low of 50 degrees. Sunday at 69 degrees and a low of 52. Monday, we finally get in the warm-up as we get back into the work week. 73 degrees on Monday and a low of 54. 74 on Tuesday and a low of 56 degrees. And you can see partly cloudy conditions. It's going to be pretty nice sky conditions out there. And Wednesday, we'll have a high of 73 degrees and a low of 55. And into Thursday, finally, 72 degrees and a low of 54. So, we're going to go back to Irma in just a minute, and we're going to want to go quickly to Texas, where we're continuing to see the devastating impacts, those houses and all the damage is really there in Texas. And the hardest hit areas are around, hold on, I have this in Florida, but you can see in Corpus Christi and any of those areas, and actually it looks like they're getting a few storms right now in the Loretto area, and Kingsville, they're getting some rain there, so that's not good. We're going to go to our area here and see how much rain they're going to pick up, and you can see, I doubt it's going to be much. I haven't looked at the forecast for Texas at this time, trying to gather some data, and the Rio Grande City, not even getting a tenth of an inch. So really pretty light here, but obviously causing a little disturbance. This is really moving in parts of Mexico right now. But as you can see, this is in South Texas, around Santa Elena and in those areas. So we're gonna, stay out of there. because we want to talk about the U.S. No offense to Mexico. Anyway, here's San Antonio, another line of some showers and thunderstorms. Really, this is developing around Brackettville and moving south, and that's a nice clip of about 45 miles per hour. And we're going to go back to Florida with Hurricane Irma. I want to take a look at the tracks again here and really explain this to you, what is going to happen. So we're going to plot this out. We are here right now, and Irma is right now a Category 5 hurricane, and as we watch the track here, doesn't give me a time. Well, that sucks. Anyway, we are expecting in the next, here we go, this is what I want, a Category 5 hurricane, and this is at about September 6th, 2017 at 1 a.m., and this is going to be a Category 5. Sustained winds, always 180 miles per hour, and gusts of 220 miles per hour. A Category 5 hurricane, stronger than Harvey. And this is going to be around 1 a.m. You can see this is going to be near St. John's and moving into St. Maarten. I don't know how to pronounce that very well. But where you see that big white box, the Virgin Islands, is going to get hit by Hurricane Irma at about 1 p.m. on September 6th. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. is really going to be the bad effects for the Virgin Islands. And you can see we have sustained winds calm down a little bit at 175 miles per hour and gusts at 215 miles per hour. And whew, it's a strong system and only moving at about 15 miles per hour. So it's going to be going slow. Moving to our next tab over here. This is where we are, kind of spinning out in the ocean, but still, we have a Hurricane Irma expected at Category 5 still, and it's kind of decreasing as it goes along. You can see that sustained winds at 165 miles per hour, and this is at 1 a.m. on Thursday, and it's moving at 15 miles per hour, so that's really a slow clip, dumping a lot of rain here. And then we move where this is actually kind of affecting parts of Dominican Republic, and this is where it kind of curves over. Oh, I didn't clip that right. There we go. And this is continue to be a Category 5 hurricane with direction west-northwest at 15 miles per hour. And you can see the sustained winds are slowly going down with winds at 160 miles per hour and gusts at 195 miles per hour. So it will be a little lower, but not too much, and that is a good thing for the people of Florida. But we want to go to the next path here, which moves us just a little bit off Cuba and the area there, Cuba, yeah. And Hurricane Irma slows down to a Category 4 on this prediction, and will be having sustained winds of about 155 miles per hour, and we go to gusts of 190 miles per hour. And this is around September 8th, so this is going to be Friday. Or is that that's Friday at 1 p.m. So that's when we're going to keep our eye on that situation. We move on to the next part of this, and this is where it's actually going to hit some land near Moron, Cuba, and parts of Santa Clara, Sagua La Grande there as well. But just we're watching the next part of this, still a Category 4, and the winds west-northwest still at 15 miles per hour, but watch how the sustained winds just crash. 145 miles per hour and gusts of 175 miles per hour. Every time it hits land, it loses the warm water and it decreases it, which is really going to be good for the people of Florida. But we continue to track this, and this is where the danger of the mainland comes in. This is just off Key West, where we're watching this as a Category 4 hurricane, and the winds only at 140 miles per hour. That's still really high, but only at 140 miles per hour, and you can see how it's really decreased by almost 70 miles per hour. But anyway, this is around the 10th of September at 1 p.m. and this is a Category 4. The winds have shifted to the northwest at 15 miles per hour, and it's still a hurricane. And then the tracks run wild from here. This is where it's predicting that it's the latest that it can go. It can only go 4 or 5 days with the accurate prediction. So it can't predict accurately enough. Our model can't predict accurately enough to extend that. So that's the issue we're having. But we have offset models that are showing it could run off the coast of Florida. And this is one that spirals out around Fort Lauderdale and Boca Raton. But another few models I'm watching as well. I'm not too sure about this. This is really clipping the edge of our model here. I'm not sure about this. This brings it right up Cuba, and then through Cuba, and then up through the Gulf of Mexico, up to St. Petersburg, but then it cuts out and then heads towards New Orleans and Alabama and Louisiana, and you can see it just isn't going to be a good story for them. Mainly Alabama, but you can see it just brings it right up through Alabama and into Montgomery. I really don't agree with this track, but I'm just showing it to you, not being biased or anything. But you can see this goes through Tennessee and then up through Kentucky and Louisville, and then extends off to the east, going to West Virginia. I don't know why this model is showing this. It's not going to consist. It's not going to have a good, strong feel as it hits West Virginia. This says it's going to be a, just a kind of a storm. It's not even a hurricane or cyclone or tropical depression or tropical storm. It's not anything. It's just rain, and that's what that model is showing, that it will have enough power to, cut through the eastern United States, but I'm not agreeing with that. You can see that red line there. Let me take some of this off, but you can see that red line is extending up through Maine and all those areas, and I'm not agreeing with that model. So anyway, we have these models here that bring it right up through the Carolinas and Georgia, and that's the one I'm going with. Notice how none of the models predicted to go along the coastline, and I think that's the issue the governors of these states is having, because I think they're predicting that it could go along the coast. That's not what this model is saying. Now, I'm not saying that this model is always right, but you can see it's not, not predicting the most accurate stuff. So we are going to be back live with more Hurricane Irma in just a minute. You're watching Tracking Irma with Willie Gillespie. Hello everybody, we are live here in the studio in Libertyville, Illinois. Even though we're not by Florida, we are tracking Irma live with Willie Gillespie on Willie's Weather Channel, streaming on YouTube. And I want to talk about Hurricane Irma. That's what we did in our last session, and it has just been a crazy day for the people of these islands here, and you can see it is about to affect here. And this is a live model of what we're watching here, so this is just spinning a little bit off. We're really watching St. John's here in the path of this, and these little islands is coming pretty close. It's with the track that we have here, it's only about 140 miles away. However, with the slow movement of this thing, it's right now we have a Category 5 hurricane we're dealing with, and winds out of the west at 15 miles per hour, and that's the direction. Sorry about that. We have maximum sustained winds. So those are sustained winds. That's what we got. That's what it is, and that's 185 miles per hour. Our gusts at 225 miles per hour. That is a very, very strong wind. So that's right now here, and that's what we're watching. So this is really going to be cutting close with St. John's and into, I want to point out where we're about to develop some storms. St. John's here, and then over to St. Mariton. I'm not sure what that is. But another track we're watching, this is a nice one here. I don't know if I caught up on this. But this brings the storm just kind of right through the Virgin Islands here, and the British Virgin Islands over to San Juan, that area there. They have hurricane warnings in effect for that area, but brings it right up along Puerto Rico and the areas around that. And this one is actually keeping it just around the path of Cuba, and then is keeping it just posted around Miami, Florida. And I think our track just updated here to include Florida in the track, so its probability is increasing that it will hit Florida. And you can see we have about 4 models here suggesting it will come up the coast of Florida, and that is not good news for them. So we're really going to have to focus on that. I have a model of this storm system. This is from the National Weather Service. You can see, excuse me, the immediate path of the storm is that purple stuff, and the white hole in the middle is the eye of the storm. You can see models are suggesting that it's kind of staying to the west of Florida, but the dark green indicates anywhere in that area could be affected by the hurricane. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on that. I want to go, we actually did this just a few minutes ago on my last broadcast, part 1. Anyway, I want to show you where where our most probable model is showing where this will go. And this, this is pretty far in the future. This is the 10th of September, 2017. We're looking at a Category 4 hurricane with northwest winds only going 15 miles per hour, and maximum sustained winds holding at 140 and gusts at 165. So what I just showed you just a minute ago about what it was right now, the winds were like, I don't know, 190 or something, and the gusts were 225 miles per hour. So the storm will decrease, and it's a Category 5 hurricane right now, but as you can see, a Category 4, and it will decrease over the next 48 hours, 72 hours. So we're going to keep our eye on that, but this model brings it right near Key West. So if you're going to, it's really not going to be good for those people down there. And in the Bahamas, the southern tip of the Bahamas, all of Florida is really impacted. It's not looking good for them. And multiple tracks bring it up the coast of Florida, and that's just not good. So, Governor, we've just heard of Florida is already ordering evacuations. So we're gonna keep our eye on that as the situation is evolving. But let's go back home to Libertyville, Illinois. I know everybody wants to be there so bad. Well, you're here. So right now we're sitting at a brisk 63 degrees, and right now we have winds out of the west-southwest at 2 miles per hour. We just actually dropped down to 61. But we have a few showers lingering in the area, not much to deal with, but we're watching the potential for some lake effect showers tomorrow, and our miles are increasing in that 0.05, really not that much, not anything really, 0.05 inches of rain in the next 24 hours, but we have no wind, it's calm. I just updated too. We are average low sitting at 56 degrees and our average high at 76. Our high today was 66 degrees and our low at 52. So we are definitely below average for the day, but not cold enough to get our record low at 42 degrees in 1962 and our high just so far away at 91 degrees in 1983. Anyway, keeping our track on the hourly here, I'm going to get down to about 50 degrees, actually going down to 48 by 7 a.m. Out the door, 48 degrees, feels like 46. Well, at least we'll be having some sun, only 7% cloud cover, that came out wrong, and a kind of sunny day, but we hit the 2 o'clock hour, and the potential for rain exists mainly between 3 and 4 o'clock, and then the showers continue into the 5 o'clock hour, and that's where they will end. And take a look at our 7-day outlook, our daily 7-day outlook. Partly cloudy tonight with a low of 47. Tomorrow we'll start off the day around 49 degrees for our low and a high of 64 degrees. PM showers, possibly lake effect. Thursday, cloudy and high of 67 and a low of 53. And then Friday, partly cloudy, rotary launch, 67 degrees, low 54, be nice there. Partly cloudy, as I said, so not a whole lot of sun, but definitely there will be some. Sunny on Saturday at a high of 67, kind of cool, low of 51, and a high of 69 on Sunday, and more sun. I guess it should be sunny on the Sunday, right? Makes sense. Monday, sunny as well, 72 degrees, finally warm up for the work week. High of 55, high of 72, low of 55. Tuesday will be partly cloudy, high of 73, low of 56, and into Wednesday, more of that, carbon copy, partly cloudy, high 73, low 56. Thursday, high 72 and a low of 55 and sunny. Well, that's your 7-day outlook, folks. I want to take one last look at what is going on in Florida. And our models can give us a rain estimate here for Florida. So, well, we're going to pick on Miami. I thought we were going to pick on Miami. But right now I just see spinning. So we're going to hold on a second for that model to load up. There we go. Quick view on Miami. There we go. Sorry about the delay, folks. And, alright, here we go. Alright, so, here's the outlook for Miami. Wednesday, could have a few PM thunderstorms. You know, that's just normal stuff. 1/10 of an inch. But, we really walked for the hurricane in the weekend and parts of Friday. This model is only suggesting 2 inches, but I am seriously doubting that. I think we're going to have way higher amounts, possibly in the United States. So I'm not agreeing with this model, but our movement model I'm agreeing with here. This brings the blue one right up through Florida, and that is not good. Well, my throat is sore from talking so much, and I am out of breath, and it is dinner time at my house as well. So I hope you have a great day and enjoy the broadcast. We will see you back here tomorrow for Tracking Irma live with Willie Gillespie on Willie's Weather Channel, live on YouTube. Have a great day, everybody.